Have you ever wondered what it would be like to risk your life for a cause greater than yourself, something that could alter the course of history for an entire people? Such is the tale of Esther, a figure whose story is deeply embedded in themes of faith, courage, and the life-altering risks she took as Queen of Persia. Born as Hadassah, a Jewess orphaned and raised by her cousin Mordecai, Esther's journey to the Persian throne is both unexpected and divinely orchestrated. Her narrative might seem like an ancient tale, yet its implications resonate through the ages, touching on themes of bravery, identity, and the profound impact one person can have on the world. The story of Esther is a compelling blend of history, theology, and narrative craft, inviting generations to reflect upon the nature of resilience and advocacy. To truly appreciate Esther's story, we must first understand the backdrop of the Persian Empire during the reign of Ahasuerus, also known as Xerxes I. The Persian Empire at this time was one of immense power, stretching from India to Ethiopia, encompassing 127 provinces. Ahasuerus, known for his grandiosity and mercurial temper, had inherited a vast empire that demanded constant attention and often ruthless decision-making. His court was a place of political maneuvering, opulence, and intrigue, setting the stage for Esther's dramatic rise. The Persian monarchy was not only a symbol of vast imperial power, but also a center of cultural assimilation and conflict. Ahasuerus' reign saw various cultures and ethnic groups under his rule, each with its distinct traditions and identities. This diversity created a rich tapestry of interactions, but also heightened tensions, as seen in the edicts against the Jews fueled by long-standing enmity. A significant event that precedes Esther's ascent is the banquet incident involving Queen Vashti. At a feast celebrating his reign, Ahasuerus, likely fueled by wine and the exuberance of the occasion, commanded Vashti to appear before his guests to display her beauty. Vashti's refusal, interpreted as defiance against the king's authority, led to her deposition. This incident reflects not only personal dynamics within the royal household, but also broader societal norms regarding gender and power. Vashti's removal sparked the king's decree to search for a new queen, setting a monumental trajectory for Esther's entry into the court. It was more than royal drama. It was a narrative of power, autonomy, and consequence, a reflection of the precariousness of female agency in ancient times. Esther's journey to the throne is a profound tale of hidden identities and divine intervention. Her beauty and grace earn her favor in the eyes of King Ahasuerus, but it is her wisdom and humility that solidify her position as queen. Under Mordecai's guidance, Esther conceals her Jewish heritage, a strategic decision that reflects the precariousness of Jewish life in the Persian Empire. The Jews were often marginalized and at risk of persecution in this tumultuous cultural climate, making Esther's secret identity not only a personal burden, but a necessary survival tactic. The cloaking of Esther's identity was not just a matter of survival, but a masterstroke of strategy. The Persian Empire was a melting pot of cultures and religions, yet minority communities like the Jews often lived under threat of assimilation or worse. Esther's concealment of her heritage is a commentary on the survival tactics employed by minority communities throughout history, many of whom have had to mask their true identities to survive oppressive regimes. This speaks volumes about the human propensity to adapt and endure, themes that continue to be relevant as we confront various forms of systemic inequality and discrimination today. During this time, Mordecai uncovers a plot to assassinate the king, further entrenching himself and Esther in the political fabric of the empire. His loyalty to Ahasuerus is recorded in the royal annals, a detail that later becomes crucial to the survival of the Jewish people. Mordecai's actions not only demonstrate his astute understanding of political dynamics, but also highlight the importance of strategic alliances and intelligence in the face of existential threats. This event is a testament to the roles of fate, foresight, and divine chess play in the unfolding of Esther's story. As Esther settles into her role as queen, a new antagonist, Haman, rises to power. Haman, an Agagite, descends from a lineage that harbors historical animosity towards the Israelites. His hatred for Mordecai, who refuses to bow to him, amplifies a personal vendetta into a genocidal decree against all Jews within the empire. Haman's manipulation of Ahasuerus to issue this decree showcases the volatile nature of court politics and the dangers of unbridled power. Haman's character embodies the archetype of unchecked ambition and malevolence, traits that have fueled conflicts throughout history. The edict sealed with the king's ring symbolizes its irrevocable nature, and its circulation throughout the provinces casts a shadow of impending doom over the Jewish community. The gravity of this decree cannot be overstated, as it threatened complete annihilation of a people, echoing the sinister patterns of genocide throughout history. It was not solely an act against Mordecai, but a monstrous ripple threatening the very existence of a vibrant community integral to the empire's cultural fabric. Historical parallels can be drawn to various instances of systemic oppression and genocide, urging us to reflect on the consequences of hatred fostered by ignorance and fear. Faced with this existential threat, Esther steps into a role that transcends her royal duties. Her decision to approach the king unsummoned is fraught with danger, as it defies the law and could result in her execution. This is a moment of profound transformation for Esther. Her willingness to embrace her identity and stand up for her people marks her as a paragon of courage. Her actions underscore the potential for individuals to influence significant change, even when confronted by seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Esther's strategy is meticulous and bold. She invites the king and Haman to a series of banquets, biding her time to ensure the king's favor. The culmination of her plan is both theatrical and effective. At the second banquet, Esther reveals Haman's plot, cleverly framing it as a personal attack against her, which incites the king's fury. Ahasuerus' decision to spare the Jews and condemn Haman is a turning point, underscoring the triumph of justice over malice. Esther's ability to navigate the intricacies of court life with precision and her adept use of language and timing highlight the critical role of diplomacy in conflict resolution. The Book of Esther, part of the Ketuvim in the Hebrew Bible, presents this story not just as a historical account, but as a theological narrative demonstrating God's providence and human agency. Even though God's name is not directly mentioned in the book, his influence is discernible through the characters' actions and the fortuitous timing of events. The narrative structure itself, rich with irony and dramatic reversals, mirrors the often mysterious ways in which divine providence manifests in human affairs. Scholars suggest that God's hidden presence parallels Esther's concealed Jewish identity, urging readers to perceive divine providence intertwined with human actions. The narrative invites reflection on the unspoken yet omnipresent roles of fate and free will, challenging us to acknowledge the divine in the mundane and the sacred in the ordinary. The interplay of divine guidance and human initiative raises questions about the extent of agency we possess in shaping our destinies and the moral responsibilities that come with it. Esther's triumph is immortalized through the Jewish festival of Purim, a joyous acknowledgement of the deliverance of the Jewish people from extermination. Purim is commemorated annually with feasting, merriment, and the reading of the Megillah, the scroll of Esther. It is a time when Jews worldwide embrace joy and gratitude, remembering the courage of Queen Esther and the reversal of what seemed to be an irreversible decree. The festival is not only a celebration of survival, but also a reaffirmation of cultural identity and continuity, themes that are particularly resonant in the face of historical adversity. The observance of Purim is rich in symbolism and traditions. Participants often wear costumes and masks, celebrating the theme of hidden identities and the unexpected ways in which salvation can occur. Gifts of food, known as mishloach manot, are exchanged, and charity is given to the poor, ensuring that everyone can partake in the joy of deliverance. The central message of Purim is one of hope and resilience, resonating deeply with communities who have faced adversity and persecution. It serves as a reminder of the enduring spirit of a people who have repeatedly overcome challenges through unity and faith. Esther's story, while deeply rooted in Jewish history, transcends cultural and temporal boundaries. It speaks to the timeless qualities of bravery, advocacy, and faith. Esther's willingness to stand up against injustice serves as a powerful reminder of the impact one individual can have when guided by a sense of purpose and community. The story encapsulates the essence of moral courage and the transformative power of standing up for what is right, even at great personal risk. The story of Esther has been retold and reimagined in various artistic forms, attesting to its enduring relevance and appeal. From literature to theater, her narrative continues to captivate and inspire, serving as a beacon of hope for those who find themselves in positions of influence and responsibility. In film, music, and visual arts, Esther's legacy is celebrated as a powerful symbol of resistance against tyranny and a call to embrace one's inner strength. In contemporary discussions about leadership and empowerment, Esther's example is particularly poignant. Her actions highlight the importance of standing in solidarity with one's community and using one's position to advocate for others. Esther's bravery continues to resonate, encouraging individuals to recognize their potential to enact change in their own unique and significant ways. Her story urges today's leaders to wield their influence with compassion and to prioritize justice and equity in their pursuits. As we ponder the legacy of Esther, we are invited to reflect on the role of women in history and the subtle yet profound ways they have shaped the world. Esther's story exemplifies the power of voice and advocacy, particularly in environments where such power might be dismissed or undervalued. Her life reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to act despite it. Even within the constraints of her time, Esther's choices reflect a deep understanding of the dynamics of power and the indispensable role of women in enacting societal change. Her story is a testament to the influence women have wielded in history, despite societal limitations. In a patriarchal society like ancient Persia, Esther navigated the corridors of power with intelligence and grace, reminding us of the often overlooked stories of women who have similarly impacted the course of history. Her legacy is a call to embrace empowerment, encouraging future generations to break barriers and defy odds in pursuit of justice and equality. This reflection on gender dynamics invites a broader discussion on the ongoing struggles and triumphs associated with women's rights across the globe. Ultimately, Esther's legacy is one of transformation, personal, communal, and historical. Her story calls us to recognize the hidden depths of courage within ourselves and to act with integrity and faith, regardless of the challenges we face. As we celebrate the life and legacy of Esther, may we be inspired to live with the same conviction and purpose, ready to embrace our moment in history for such a time as this. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Queen Esther. If you found this exploration inspiring, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic stories that have shaped our world. Until next time, may you find strength and courage in your own journey, and may Esther's story empower you to make a difference in your own unique way.